Hey guys, hope you're all doing well. Now, quite recently, the DPG released an article that outlined most of the events that took place after the Isla Nublar incident of 1993. At the very end of that article, we actually got confirmation on something being canon that hasn't been spoken of in over 20 years. This would be Operation Clean Sweep, the events of which were thankfully called off and never came to pass. If you're unaware of just what this operation is, don't worry, it's been kept super hushed. Not many people seem to have any knowledge on its existence, and those that do probably forgot what it was a long time ago. You see, during the build-up for the Lost World Jurassic Park, a special website used to promote the film actually went online. This website included security access codes and dinosaur profiles, as well as an assortment of InGen personnel from the mid to late 90s. Think of a primitive Mizrahi global set directly after JP1. Deep within these files, you can actually access information surrounding several operations that InGen was undergoing around this time, many of which showcase the paranoia and corporate civil war that was going on in the company. The most interesting operation that happened to be in practice back then was undoubtedly Clean Sweep. This top-secret initiative is described as the implementation to terminate unpopular animals with inexplicable causes. The subject they tested on was none other than the Brachiosaurus. The memo states the following. Some folks claim that crisis is one and the same as opportunity. Well, a lot of people will talk that Sun Tzu load of horse manure until their ears are spouting fertilizer. But I'll tell you one thing, most people don't like problems and will avoid them at all costs. And when they find themselves actually confronted with one, they'll sweep it under the rug and pretend it doesn't exist. John Hammond, our illustrious president, is no different from most in this respect. It's become especially evident in the way he's handled InGen's two most unpopular dinosaurs, the Brachiosaurus and our Velociraptors. We all know the reasons why these two creatures aren't working out at Jurassic Park, and to his credit, Hammond initially tried to deal with the matter at hand. He seemed pretty confident that he could pawn them off to some unsuspecting zoo as curiosities. When that didn't work, he got creative. Maybe he could sell the raptors as guard dogs to some Marxist dictatorship. No dice. Deeper desperation. Could he sell the Brachiosaurus meat to some starving third world country? A better idea, but when the logistics of moving an 80-ton dinosaur got discussed, well, let's just say it'd be cheaper to try and feed all of Cambodia with Big Macs. The real answer to this little conundrum finally dawned on Mr. Hammond, and what do you know? He didn't have the stomach for it. So much for Sun Tzu. So, it's up to security to rid the park of these creatures. Only keep it simple, and more importantly, keep it quiet. The end result, of course, is Operation Clean Sweep. Some friends of mine in the military, and I don't mean the armed forces, you'd never catch these guys swearing allegiance to a country unless there was some kind of angle to be played, turned me on to a host of nerve gases that can be made from the ingredients you find in commercial fertilizer: sodium fluoride, sodium cyanide, phosphorus trichloride, and acetonitrates. Sure, Uncle Sam keeps tabs on who's buying what when it comes to this sort of thing, but when you're ordering chemicals for a park the size of Jurassic, it's easier than you think to slip things by. So far, we've been treating the Brachiosaurus with decent-sized doses of sarin, the same nerve gas that guy used on the Japanese subway a couple of years back. And the results? Well, nobody can seem to figure out the mysterious plague that's killing these things off. And for the most part, no one really cares. The raptors will probably be a tougher foe, but hell, what's life without challenges? Now at a glance, it appears as if InGen did indeed take the initiative and kill off the Brachiosaurs on Isla Nublar with these poisonous gases, but thankfully, it seems that this operation was called off. While we don't have any specific information as to how Operation Clean Sweep was cancelled, I can only assume that John Hammond himself had some say in making sure that none of his animals were harmed. As of June of 2018, it is indeed confirmed by the Dinosaur Protection Group that this was all called off and abandoned by the company. Now, the reason this rather cruel operation was even put in place is due to the fact that in a deleted scene for The Lost World, Peter Ludlow actually goes over this operation's existence and says that it was successfully carried out. During the boardroom scene, Ludlow states that demolition, deconstruction, and disposal of Isla Nublar facilities, organic and inorganic, cost the company $126 million. This would include the gassing of the Brachiosaurs, the eventual culling of the breeding raptors, and more than likely the annihilation of Rexy herself. With this new lore update, Operation Clean Sweep has been integrated into the official canon in an interesting way. We still get to go back and examine what InGen was planning after the unsuccessful launch of Jurassic Park, but instead of having all of the animals die a very unceremonious death, we actually get to have further sequels expanding upon them with the Jurassic World movies. Now, personally, I think Operation Clean Sweep is one of the coolest parts of the deeper JP lore. It's so wild and so unknown that the very thought of it being a secret operation kind of adds to its mystique. Anyways, what do you guys think about Clean Sweep? Do you find it crazy that InGen would actually try to kill off their assets in order to silence the public? Or are you someone who thinks that this sounds like something the company would do in a heartbeat? Let me know your feelings in the comments down below. Now, before I go, I want to thank my game wardens, as well as all of my InGen executives. I'd also like to thank all of my park workers and InGen hunters as well. It means the world to me that you guys enjoy what I do so much, and I seriously am eternally grateful for every ounce of support that you've shown me. It honestly means the world. Now, I'd like to thank you all for watching this video, and hope that you all enjoy today's content. If you feel like I deserve it, I'd appreciate the like, and hope that you'll consider subscribing if you're interested in hearing from me again. I'll see you all in the next video, guys, and as always, take it easy.